PIO. Good morning, Mark.
Hi, good morning, Chris and Bree. How you guys doing? Jason and Joe, sir, people of Guam.
Doing pretty good. We've been talking about liberation so far this morning, so I guess we could just start there. What, if any, plans does the Guard have for this liberation season?
Yeah, well, as I was just talking about with Bree on the break, we're going to be sending some liberation greetings from the troops. I said at the time that's the least we can do for not having to march out in the heat and the rain and the parade. But aside from that, we're going to also be participating in some of the upcoming memorial events. We'll be paying our respects to, the various survivors and their families of the events that happened during that time. Our band is also engaged with a lot of the ceremonies that'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. And on a personal level, when we talk about liberation of Guam, that's really those are our forefathers and our forebears and our grandmothers and grandfathers too. And their line of work is what we do here in the Guard every day, which is to protect our island. So on a personal level, we may not have a parade, but we're all going to be paying our respects and honoring those who made those sacrifices for us.
Well, what's it like to not march in the parade this year? That's got to be something different for you guys.
Yeah, I was, I was really looking forward to it. No, I was actually looking forward to taking pictures of it this year. But, it's a real source of pride to march down that street and represent ourselves and showcase ourselves to our people. Of course, we're real proud of what we do. We're proud to represent our island and defend our homeland. And even though we don't have a chance to do it this year, I'm sure since we're so busy doing other stuff, we're still in the COVID fight. We have a lot of other things going on. Annual trainings are going on. We're supporting different exercises that you guys know are here. We're still going to be honoring it by doing our daily work.
What about the Guard's role at the quarantine facilities? Because now we had that announcement from the governor that came out, and she said, if you got a negative test, no quarantine. And we already know if you're vaccinated and you're able to show all your documents, also no quarantine. So what's the state of quarantine today, Mark?
Yeah, we have these things in the Army called the general orders. And the first general order, I still remember it from basic training a million years ago, but it says, what is it? I will guard everything within the limits of my post and quit my post only when properly relieved. So we're going to keep doing it until we're properly relieved. It's business as usual. But I do know that we are working on a plan, right? It's important for us to hit that 80% herd immunity, which is the governor's initiative. And then, like you said, as those restrictions start easing, we're going to have to hand it back over, whether it's to the civil authorities or to the hotel staff or whatever the civil authorities and the governor's office decides to do. That'll be time for us to, we call it retrograde, because we don't like to say retreat. We'll retrograde back into our normal operations. So there are those talks ongoing. There are plans underway to have whoever comes in next to operate it after us be trained, be familiarized in how we've been doing it, so we can do that retrograde. But until then, Chris and Bree, we're going to plug away until we're properly relieved.
So you guys are still at the Deuce It?
Yeah, still there. And not everyone comes through, has the test that they need. Not everyone comes through with the vaccination. So there will still probably be some kind of scaled down need for the quarantine until the governor says otherwise.
Do you have any census numbers, Mark, from like the last couple days?
You got any census numbers from like the last couple of days? She's pulling it up now, sir. She said, so we're just kind of coming in. We had some early meeting mornings and I don't think the coffee's brewing yet, but I know that we're expecting some changes with incoming flights from the Airbnb program. There's been incoming flights from a lot of different activities such as the exercises. I know the expat program was one of the reasons we were expecting an uptick, but I can get back to you guys on that once the screen loads.
What's you guys' role with the Airbnb program?
Nothing. Yeah, that was planned by the governor's office and her medical advisory team and surgeon cell and stuff like that. And we did communicate with those planners that, with the resources that we have, being pretty engaged with what we have with our own vax clinics at UOG. We're at the mall now on Thursdays and Fridays, and we're also supporting the other pods around the island too. And, the ones who were putting the Airbnb together came up with a plan that they could manage it on their own, with their own manpower and their own staff.
What's the sit rep on Operation Liberate Guam?
It's looking good, isn't it? What does that JIC say? It says we're real close, if we're not there already, to the 80% herd immunity. Mm-hmm. I know we still have a few more weeks to go, but I'll tell you, the way it's been going, Chris and Bree, is that there's still a demand to get the vaccine. It hasn't fallen off, and we haven't hit some kind of wall where no one else wants it. We're still seeing requests for our strike teams, which, if you didn't know, we have strike teams that can go out into the community. We can talk about that in a second. We're still seeing a steady trickle at the UOG field house. And then the other pods that we support, we see a steady stream of demand of people who are still interested in getting it. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty optimistic, guys, like we have been from the beginning. Tagging the governor, of course, they're optimistic that we're going to reach this goal. I think we're going to do it.
We have fully immunized 75.2% of our adult population. That's the latest, it's from a few days ago, from the governor's Facebook page.
Yeah, that was June 30th.
June 30th. Right on. Thanks, Jay.
Mark,
right.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, I was going to ask, does the Guard kind of, in the stats for the adult population that are fully vaccinated, do you guys include people that are not from Guam into the herd immunity numbers?
We send up our numbers up into public health, Bree, and what they do with that roll up as far as their reporting, that's kind of, that's not what we really do. Mm-hmm. That's a good question for public health, and I kind of want to know too. But yeah, we just take our numbers that we get for the day and we push them up.
Okay. And so you were mentioning the strike group?
Strike force.
Strike force.
So since, when we were real busy at the field house, we were seeing upwards of 2,000 folks a day, which kept us all engaged. It was all hands on deck. But since that number's come down somewhat, we're looking for ways to go out and bring the shot to people. So our surgeon cell, our task force medical, Operation Liberate Guam, it came up with this idea, and public health gave the blessing that we're gonna have these mobile strike teams, is what we call them. So what it is that if you have a business or an agency or a community group with about 50 people or more, go ahead and you can give us a call and we can send a team out. It's pretty cool. They got everything all boxed up on wheels and ready to go. We've done a lot of different agencies already. We'll go to your place of business, or if it's an agency, we'll go there in the morning. You can bring your employees, they can bring their families, and we'll just make it more accessible and more convenient for people in the community with a group of 50 or more. So I actually have a phone number for that. If you wouldn't mind me sharing it, if anyone out there is interested in having a strike team, just give us a call. The number is 682-2172. That's 682-2172. And then we'll talk to a Lieutenant St. Nicholas, who should answer the phone and get you started and see if we can't bring the strike team to your place.
All right. I did want to ask about the Combatives program. Where and when can we sign up to do a feature? I know Chris has been dying to try that out.
Combatives?
Because they just restarted it just a couple of weeks ago,
right.
I believe. The Army Combatives.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you asked, Bree, because I'm signing you up right now.
All right. Let's go. I got some steam to let off.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Well, thanks for asking about that. It's important to know that even though we're so busy with COVID, as is everyone else, and putting our daily lives back together, training goes on. We have to stay ready. We can't drop these requirements of our training that we still have. So this group of folks from the 203rd Regiment, the Regional Training Institute, they got together and said, hey, like you said, let's blow off some steam. Let's work on our physical fitness. Let's work on our resiliency as we go through these hard times and bring back this program that used to be real active in the Guam Guard, but it had a way of kind of falling off as people got busy. So they're reigniting it. They're offering it to the troops who want to learn a little bit about self-defense, a little bit of physical activity and some resiliency in there too, to go and train. And you know, these are people who have been to schools. They're certified as instructors, and Army Combatives it's almost like MMA. You learn how to defend yourself. You learn some kind of close combat techniques. Yes, there's grappling and there's striking involved, and all those other benefits that come with it. So I have Bree, Chris, who else? Joe, sir, you're in?
Jason definitely wants to show off his taekwondo.
That's a big no.
Jason, what
Tyler
about
Metzanoni, sign
Yeah.
her up. She's coming out.
Yeah. We'd love to have you guys, you know. I know you've joined us on other physical training events, and we all had a great time. So, you know, now
We
that
all had a great time watching me, but yeah, that's all right.
we had a great time, and we're still sore from that one. That was pretty good. But yeah, now that, you know, the restrictions are easing because we have more and more people vaccinated,
Yeah.
we continue to do the right thing, we can start getting back into stuff like this.
All right.
Mark, did you get those census numbers yet?
Did I get those census numbers yet? How many people we got in the QFAC? Does it say?
Mark, you might literally have to pull rank on somebody to get those numbers.
You know, I don't have any rank on my Ross golf shirt. But,
Oh, I see.
might
We have
to
the
stay
same
on for a
Taylor.
minute.
All right.
Hold on,
you
they're
can
getting the
move to
numbers.
that.
Oh, I was going to say,
Yeah.
you can always just send it to us.
Oh, yeah, you can send it to us. Yeah,
No pressure.
yeah not at
No
all.
pressure.
Not, yeah. Hey, how much is the gas on base?
Yeah. Oh, I got a chart here that's real difficult to read. Total rooms, so 6, occupied rooms, 49. Available rooms, 183. So this is just of a few days ago. We have 49 occupied rooms. But this is a chart from the 1st of July. And you know, there's such change so quickly in this quarantine facility. These numbers don't reflect what's in there today, I'm sure of it. But it says they had 49 occupied rooms at the time.
Oh, do
And
you
this is
know
about a
if
week
the Airbnb, because they're anticipated almost 200 passengers coming in today from, I believe, Taiwan, do they go to the government quarantine facility?
So I'm gonna just kind of go with what I read in the JIC release myself, because we're not part of the Airbnb. But my understanding is that the self-paid private other hotels will be the ones participating in that.
Okay.
And I think they're also going to be accountable for managing their own, you know, vaccinating, testing, quarantining, and stuff like that. We're not in the loop when it came to that program, Bree.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, looking at soldiers in uniform, probably not the best look for tourists coming in for Airbnb, right?
No, yeah, as friendly as we are, and you know, as much as we try to represent our island sense of hospitality, you might be right.
Yeah.
You know, coming in to get your first impression of the island with a platoon of infantry might not be so comfortable for some people.
Right on. Anything else, Bree?
No. But I'll reach back out to you after the show later today about the Army Combatives, because I have somebody who's really, really interested in doing a feature.
Why do I
Yeah,
feel like
no,
you're
yeah.
volunteering me? Oh, Mark,
Yeah,
so
Chris,
the combatives
I know
last...
you used to train at one point too, so I think I'll put your name down as well.
I'm down, whatever. But
Seen him getting knocked out.
so the combatives, we usually do very well in those things nationally, right?
Mhm.
That's right, and you know it's in our blood here. Not only like the per capita amount of professional fighters that we have represent our island. You know, there's a warrior culture here with a lot of us still. You know, whether it's in the backyard or coming down and enlisting to fight to defend the island. You know, it's a part of who we are. When the time comes, we're ready, you know, to protect ourselves. So it just kind of comes naturally for those of us here, I think, to do well at it.
Right
All
on.
right.
How much is the gas on base?
You know, pretty soon I'm going to have the recruiter come on here for you too. Your training.
Yeah, have the recruiter come on and be like, this is how much the gas is on base. Here's how much the short ribs are on base. You get to the
That's
real
right.
juice.
We'll see you guys in uniform in no time.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys
Thanks,
too. Have a
Mark.
good one. Thank you,
All right.
everybody.
Yes. Mark Scott of the Guam Guard. So yeah, scaling back quarantine. 49 people in the facility on July 1st.
And 100-something rooms unoccupied.
Right, and then total number of rooms they have there.
Oh, God, I can't even remember.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Definitely more than
Definitely.
49.
Yeah, that's got to be like The Shining for these people in quarantine.